point. Let's create another pivot chart. I'm going to go down to, well, before I do that, let me change the name of sheet 1, and I'm going to double click on the tab down at the bottom of the screen, and I'll call it results, let's say. And let me click on the pivot data again, and it's still selected from when we selected it before, as you can see. So I don't need to select it again. However, I need to go to Insert, and I'll choose Pivot Table again, and Pivot Table, the option. And it says choose the data that you want to analyze. I've already selected it. Choose where you want the pivot table report to be placed. Well, I want to collect them all in the same worksheet. So let me click on Existing Worksheet. And where it says location, I'll click on the button so I can go find the actual location where I want it inserted. So I'll click on the button. It kind of minimizes it, and I can go down to results, and I'll put my results like in cell A14. I'll only select cell A14. I'll let the computer decide how much room I actually need for the pivot table. So let me close this. And I'll click on OK because it stuck my position that I want the new pivot table to be placed in cell A14. And I'm going to create another chart. Now this time, let's see, I'm going to go ahead again, and now down here at the bottom we have a report filter that selects the entire what data can be seen by the entire report, column labels, which will allow us to see items vertically, row labels, information horizontally, and like we did before, the actual number values you usually put in the values section. You can drag and drop to this form if you like, but I find it easier to drag and drop to these areas of the screen. So we could do, I'm going to do total sales again, and I'm going to place that in values because that's a number. I know that data is numeric, let me put it that way. Maybe I want to find out what store number sold the most products. Here I can just stop here and I can find out. Let me change this to a $ format. Let me change that to home and $. If I stop here, you can see I have just £, so I need to increase the width of that column. There we go. Looks like store number 6 sold the most products, store number 7 second most, store number 5 third most. But if I have a whole lot of data and it's hard to tell, I could click on store number 1 and go up to my sort and filter and choose sort smallest to largest or largest to smallest, whichever way I want to do, and I can find that who sold, or I can put them in the proper order according to largest sales to smallest sales, and I immediately see that store 6 sold the most, store 7 the second most. So that's a nice way to work with my data. Maybe I want to work according to a particular region. So let me click on sales region and put that in report filter. So I don't know what stores belong to what region. So let me just choose a particular region, and I should only get the stores associated with that region. So in the East region, I only have stores 6, 7, and 8. Well, that makes a lot of sense that I think 6, 7, and 8 were probably some of our top sellers, and we find that they're in the East region. So that makes a lot of sense. Let's change our filter in the sales region. I'm going to click on the drop-down arrow and choose to North and click on OK. Now I have 5 and 4 as my only 2 stores in that sales region. Maybe I want to find out a little bit more. This is pretty nice. I think that's a pretty good pivot table to do some manipulations with, to find out your best selling stores and the best and the worst selling stores. We found out the best selling region and the best or the worst selling region. Let me go back to pivot data, and I'm going to create another pivot chart. Insert pivot table, click on pivot table. I'm going to put it in an existing location in my results worksheet. So let me click on location and results, and let's put it maybe in cell 24 or 23. I'll go back to my window and choose OK, and we're going to do something similar to what we just did. Let me get total sales and put that in values, and I'm going to do units, let's see, actually item description, and put that in column labels. And then I'm going to do my sales, well, oops, not sales region, let's do store number, and do that in row labels, and so we can easily see which store sold the most of each of these products. And I'm going to change those to a $ format so we can see placeholders. So let me go to Home and $ format. I'm going to have to increase the size of this column since it's pound signs, and again I do that up at the top in the separator between the column names. And here again I can do this sort filter in order to figure out who sold the most keyboards, which store sold the most keyboards. It's going to sort according to that particular column. Then I might want to reverse or change and sort according to the highest number of monitors. So let me just do that real quick. I'm going to click on Sort Filter and largest to smallest, so I can find out store 5 sold the most keyboards. Now maybe I want to find out who sold the most monitors, so I'll click in the monitor dollar amount and click Sort Filter, and now I find that store 6 sold the most monitors. Now if I want to go to desktop CPUs, I can do the same thing. So I have to do that according to each one of my different columns.